WFYI Podcasts, brought to you by Bloomington, home to the Indiana Hoosiers and over 200,000 acres of fall foliage in the Hoosier National Forest. Indulge in seasonal flavors at the Elm, experience breathtaking views atop 4 fire towers, or catch a Big Ten football game at Memorial Stadium. More, including how to plan your fall getaway, at visitbloomington.com.
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
This is Butch Slaughter, and you're listening to the echoes of Indiana Avenue. Welcome to my neighborhood, the Avenue. I grew up here, and each week I'll be sharing the sounds and stories of the people that made the Avenue great. Welcome back to the Avenue. On this week's show, we'll look back at the life and music of vocalist Jerry Daniels, a founding member of the world-famous Ink Spots. The Ink Spots were founded around 1933 by 4 young Indianapolis singers, Deek Watson, Orville Jones, Charlie Fuqua, and Jerry Daniels. They would go on to become one of the most influential acts in American music, inspiring an entire generation of doo-wop, R&B, and rock and roll musicians. In 1989, the Ink Spots were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the only Indianapolis act to receive this honor. Jerry Daniels left the Ink Spots in 1936. Though his time with the group was short, he played a large role in establishing their unique sound. Jerry Daniels was born in Marion, Indiana in 1915. By the age of 5, he was living in Naptown, and he began singing on the streets of Indiana Avenue as a teenager. In this interview clip, Daniels recalls how the Ink Spots came together.
Well, that was in 1930. Charlie Fuqua and myself, we were a team over a radio station in Indianapolis, WKBF. Well, Deek and Hoppy Jones, Ivory Watson and Hoppy Jones were with the Riff Brothers. They disbanded in 1930, early part of 1933 in Cincinnati, WLW. Charlie Fuqua and myself were touring with the Whitman Sisters Review, and we were in Cleveland, and we picked up Ivory Watson, Deek, and we formed the 3 of us as the Gate Brothers. And the change again, we went to the King, Jack, and Jester. We went back to Cincinnati and auditioned there, and we needed that bass in there, so we wired for Orville Jones in Indianapolis. And that's how the 4 of us got together. And we were known then as the King, Jack, and Jesters. After we left Cincinnati, we went to New York, and we were hooked up with the Mo Gale agency there. Mo Gale, who supposedly were supposed to have been signing a contract, and some ink dropped on the paper, and he said, "Oh, that's a good name, Ink Spots." That's how we became the Ink Spots.
Up next, we'll hear 4 classic songs Jerry Daniels recorded with the Ink Spots. Swinging on the Strings, Your Feet's Too Big, Mama Don't Allow, and Swing Gate Swing.
Swinging on the string like nobody's business. Swinging cause we just can't keep from swinging. When that native call, our boys come creeping. There's nothing left to do but keep on swinging. Yeah, it's so heavenly, makes you feel so good. Make our own harmony, that is understood. Swinging on the strings like nobody's business. Swinging cause we just can't keep from swinging. Swinging. Boys, I done passed my short test. Everything matches, including my red vest.
Come on, brother.
I asked my girl standing and I asked her
What she say, man?
This is the answer that I keep on getting. Your feet's too big. I don't want you cause your feet's too big. Mad at you cause your feet's too big. I hate you cause your feet's too big. Tell us about a little statue.
Now, honey, I like you cause you sure is nice. You got just what it takes to paradise.
Well, what do you say,
What
you
kind of
cat?
lip is that, Dipper Lip?
How come y'all ain't swinging?
Well, Mama told us not to swing.
What? Well, let me vamp you down here.
Grab us down then. Mama don't line up guitar playing here. No, Mama don't line up guitar playing here. I don't care what Mama don't line, I'm gonna play my guitar anyhow. Mama don't line up guitar playing in here. Play it. Swing gate swing, swing gate swing, all you hounds, I swear you bring me down. Miss Johnson, please, won't stick them cotton keys, cotton pepper, maybe hot, this ice cold for what you got, sing no pain, I swing gate, you got something on the other cats they got, that's something about me, and it got a thing, zill, 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 swing gate swing, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the Ink Spots with Swing Gate Swing, recorded in 1935. On this week's show, we're looking back at the life and music of Jerry Daniels, a founding member of the Ink Spots. Jerry's entry point to making music was the ukulele. In this clip, Jerry recalls his early experiences with the instrument.
When I first started, it was the ukulele craze. My dad bought me a Sears Roebuck ukulele, little banjo out of the catalog. I think everybody had a Sears Roebuck catalog back there for whatever purpose. And I started playing then. I didn't even know how to tune the box up. And there was a particular fella that had quite an influence on me, too. There was a local fella around Indianapolis. His name was Willis Robinson. He used to sit on a bridge, which was about, maybe, I'll say about 100 yards from my house. Old Canal Bridge, you know? And at night, looked like when he sat on the bridge and strummed his ukulele, the music sounded so pretty running over the water. He had a very melodic sound, and I said, if I could ever play like that, oh boy.
Up next, we'll hear 4 more classic tracks Jerry Daniels recorded with the Ink Spots. Tain't Nobody's Business If I Do, Stompin' at the Savoy, Hitting the Jug, and Keep Away From My Door.
Church on Sunday and run around on Monday. Ain't nobody's business if I if I give my gal my last nickel and she leaves me in a pickle. Ain't nobody's business if I Savoy, sweet romance,
Savoy.
It wins you at a glance.
Savoy.
Gives happy feet a chance to dance.
Your palm.
Just like a clinging vine.
Your lips.
So warm and sweet as wine.
Your cheeks.
So soft and close to mine. Divine. He's not working today. Old Joe, old Joe, old Joe, old Joe, old Joe, old Joe, old Joe's hitting the jug. Old Joe, old Joe, old Joe, old Joe, old Joe, old Joe, old Joe's hitting the jug. Now look at here, chocolate drop. Our affair is over. I mean that. And when I'm through, I'm through. Keep away from my doorstep. It ain't no place for you. I mean, it ain't no place for you. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Echoes of Indiana Avenue will return with more music from Jerry Daniels after this short break.
WFYI Podcasts, brought to you by Bloomington, home to the Indiana Hoosiers and over 200,000 acres of fall foliage in the Hoosier National Forest. Indulge in seasonal flavors at the Elm, experience breathtaking views atop 4 fire towers, or catch a Big Ten football game at Memorial Stadium. More, including how to plan your fall getaway, at visitbloomington.com.
This is Butch Slaughter, and you're listening to the Echoes of Indiana Avenue. On this week's show, we're looking back at the life and music of vocalist Jerry Daniels, a founding member of the world-famous Ink Spots. Jerry left the Ink Spots in 1936. In this clip, he explained his reasons for leaving the group.
Well, it was just a little financial dispute, I guess, between myself and the management, which I made my exit and might have saved my life, perhaps, I guess, because it was pretty fast track, you know, living a pretty fast life, and lucky that I sustained and able to talk to you today, see?
After leaving the Ink Spots, Jerry returned to Indianapolis. Back in Naptown, Jerry formed a trio called the Three Spades, featuring their brothers Bill and Al Jennings. Bill Jennings would go on to become a respected jazz guitarist. The Three Spades were featured on radio broadcasts in Cincinnati, New York, and Indianapolis. Up next, we'll hear 4 tracks the Three Spades cut in 1937. Yeah, Man, Rusty Hinge, Fan Fan, and Fu Manchu.
Wait till you see Linda Brown. She's a hot skeleton. Turns Harlem upside down. Yeah, man. Swell me cool, a big time man. She walks just like a monkey's cat. She got a lot of this and that. Yeah, man. She's sizzling hot, she's steaming. She'll put you in a fall. She's got a walk that makes men holler. Oh, you dog. I don't care if you're young or old. If you're broke or if you're old. Knock in a human cold. Yeah, man. Rusty Hinge on a bend.
Well, maybe he means swing section.
Yes, drink up a light up. Now look what a mess you in. A Rusty Hinge on a binge. Never satisfied with what I've got. I'm a good for nothing. Rusty Hinge on a binge. For people's information, we'll describe your face. We'll take the stand and review your case. Of course, we know, on the other hand, the one for miles around can equal your band. Whoa, band, band. Looks like a niche. Band, band, band. Must be a moose. Band, band, band. Boy, you got some fans. Some fans.
Jack, a few years back, Lazy Bones was the attraction. But since you came around with your low-mile action, and that streamline figure ought to give you a hand.
Why?
Should we start the ripper in Susan Bass Band?
Oh, band, band. Looks like it. You got them scared at Scotland Yards, that keeping the doors and windows barred. Who met you? Why can't you behave? There's nothing Sherlock Holmes can do. No Chinaman's chance as he with you. Who met you? Why can't you behave? You're an oblong oolong and you do wrong every time you can.
That was the Three Spades with Fu Manchu, featuring Jerry Daniels on vocals. On this week's show, we're looking back at the life and music of Jerry Daniels, a founding member of the world-famous Ink Spots. Jerry was drafted during World War II and served in the U.S. Army. After the war, he continued playing music in Naptown, performing with acts including the Three Strings. He also taught music at the Ruth MacArthur Conservatory on Indiana Avenue. By the 1960s, Jerry had largely retired from the music business, taking a job as an undercover agent for the Indiana Excise Police. During the late 1980s, Jerry returned to the stage and studio to perform the music he made famous with the Ink Spots. Up next, we'll listen to 3 tracks Jerry recorded in 1988. First, we'll hear Jerry with the Nat Williams Ink Spots performing Your Feet's Too Big, followed by And Then Some and Ordinary.
Well, I just passed my insurance test. Everything matches, including my vest. I would stand in and I want to sit in. But here is the answer that I'm always getting.
Your feet's too big. Don't want you cause your feet's too big. Mad at you cause your feet's too big. I hate you cause your feet's too big.
Now I got my checks and I got my plans, but your feet's too big and that's too bad.
I think you're gorgeous, you're charming, stunning, you're perfect, and then some. You've got me dazzled and frantic, excited, romantic, and then some. I used to think it was cold as could be, but I'll agree that the joke's on me. Quick as a wink, I knew I had it bad. If love can drive you crazy, then I wanna go mad, I wanna go mad. Number one don't have to be a license plate, a millionaire's road for our estate. A runabout will do, a place just for two. That's all we'll need, ordinary. We can't see the game from our favorite seat. We'll have a grandstand on the roof across the street. Couldn't ask for more, knocking on heaven's door. What do you say, ordinary?
That was Jerry Daniels with Ordinary. On this week's show, we've been looking back on the life and music of Jerry Daniels, a founding member of the Ink Spots. Jerry died in Indianapolis in 1995. He was 79 years old. That's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for tuning in. And special thanks to Jeff Gardner of Plus One Audio for providing archival recordings of Jerry Daniels. You can meet me here on the Avenue again next week, same time, same place. and you can find the Echoes of Indiana Avenue podcast on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you download your podcasts. Echoes of Indiana Avenue is written and produced by Kyle Long and hosted and co-produced by me, Herman Butch Slaughter.
Nobody knows on uptown, baby, like I do. Nobody knows on uptown, baby, like I do. If you will stop and listen, I will tell you a thing or two.
WFYI Podcasts, brought to you by Bloomington, home to the Indiana Hoosiers and over 200,000 acres of fall foliage in the Hoosier National Forest. Indulge in seasonal flavors at the Elm, experience breathtaking views atop 4 fire towers, or catch a Big Ten football game at Memorial Stadium. More, including how to plan your fall getaway, at visitbloomington.com.